Morning everyone and welcome to the Flute Practice. Today we're going to be looking at breathing exercises that you can do on a train or a bus or a plane when you're kind of on the go heading to that audition or lesson or practice and you don't want to be too noticed. So let's go check it out. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you just kind of want to check in with your breathing and see where you're at. This is a really, for me, a nice calming exercise you can actually do, which will help you if you're feeling nervous for that lesson or audition. So, hands on the stomach, and we take a nice breath in. And we just feel how all of this just expands nicely and relaxed, and let it go. We're really going to breathe right to the last out breath. And then just let that kind of naturally open up like that. Great. So now you can kind of put your hands on your ribs like this so we can feel our ribs expanding. Maybe you can, make it look like you're stretching or something on the train. You're like, I'm cool. Take a nice breath in again. And you can feel how that expands like that. It's really nice. And then you just release it slowly again all the way out. And let it release. If you're not feeling shy, you can do it on our F or S syllable, so F or S. If you are feeling shy, you just want to kind of keep it quiet, that's fine too, you don't have to. And then you do the same, you can put your hand on your chest like this, and out again. You can, you can do this in as many different, maybe on your back you can do it as well, you can feel how you're breathing into your back, you're just feeling where that, breath is all going. A really interesting little tip I actually just saw this morning was from the Flute channel. You can go check that out. Nice little exercise where she breathes in on Hawaii. So what this basically does, it starts the breath. When you breathe on the heart, you go, and then and you can feel how this first into the sort of abdomen, stomach area, and then into your rib cage, and then up here. So it sort of fills up like that. It's a really nice exercise just to feel how this all kind of works. A nice little exercise that I also stumbled upon the other day in a completely unrelated thing, how these things work. Something called thought field therapy. You can go check that out. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a nice big breath in. And now we're going to breathe out, but only half of our air. So stop, and now you're going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course you can do this in your head, you don't do it out loud, and then you breathe out all your air and you count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now breathe in half and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now breathe it out again. Count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release again. You'll feel this is quite tiring in the beginning. You can also extend this by really pushing it to the limits. So really pushing it to where you almost feel like I can't anymore. This is a really nice way to, we're learning control of your breath. So you're learning to, not always fill up and fill out like but rather, where can I stop? You can even, make up your own little exercises here. Go all the way up and then you do 75, half, quarter, quarter, half, 75, all the way up, or something like that. I mean, have some fun, get creative. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit on your train ride or plane ride, you can do a nice little exercise that Peter Lucas Graf recommends. I'm going to do this without the instrument, and I'm, if you've got the book and you want to kind of follow it with the book, that's great. I just kind of make it up as I go. So I'm basically practicing always filling up my air completely, but not always with regular phrases. So this happens, we've got a really long phrase coming up and we have to kind of tank up air beforehand, and we need to practice that feeling of being comfortable, quickly filling up and then having a long time without air. Maybe start on a nice long note. So you and then I take a breath in. If you are feeling a little bit brave, there are some nice stretches you can do to warm up this kind of abdomen area. Very simple one. Arm over the head, And maybe, you know, you could make it look like you're just kind of leaning against the seat or whatever, and bring it over like this. And now you're just going to breathe nicely into the side body. So and release it. You can choose to hold it there for a few seconds. You can just let it kind of naturally breathe. I just feel how these, you know, all these muscles are just kind of stretching nicely. Now please don't do this till it hurts. Don't be like, ah! You know, gentle, gentle. And you can do other side as well, breathing into that side body. You can stretch out the arms. You know, I think I've linked you guys to one of my favorite yoga instructors. Her motto is find what feels good, and I think this applies so much to what we do with our bodies. Another stolen one from Yoga with Adrian, ironically enough, is just a gentle twist. So once again, this is a great one you can do on the train. You know, maybe you can like pretend you're looking out the window or something. So you basically just bring your arm round behind you like this, maybe rest it on the seat or even just kind of on your hip or whatever. And this is really gentle, 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 gentle twisting here. So, and then we just breathe in. And you can feel how you're kind of breathing into this back area on the side. So really breathing nicely into that space. And then same thing on the other side. Maybe even it's just a little gentle kind of looking out to the one side like this. It's also fine. Once again, just whatever feels nice and comfortable and good. All right, then you can, this is a nice one to simultaneously warm up your fingers. So out on the in-breath, so out like that, up, and on the out-breath, out like that nicely. If you can manage to even kind of bring the arms just past the kind of shoulder points. So this just nice opening up here. Which does bring me to my next exercise, which is maybe just kind of, if you're sitting in a train, maybe you just want to kind of lock your arms behind your back like this. It's the kind of Superman pose. Apparently really good for confidence boosting. So apparently like 5-10 minutes of this before an audition or exam, you're going to feel like Superman. Yeah. Really great exercises to get your lungs kind of, especially to warm up these muscles. Easiest way is to just run up a flight of stairs or up and down. Maybe you can kind of put your bags down somewhere if you've got heavy bags, and you can, where you can kind of watch them, and you just like, no jokes, run up and down a flight of stairs a few times. This will straight away open up your lungs, you will see. So a little exercise you can do is to take a nice breath in and then expel your air really fast. Perfect. The more kind of noise you can make and the more kind of like a grunt you can get going, the better. I used to do this regularly when I was driving to my lessons, and I didn't really have time. I used to live quite far away. I had to drive in, and I had usually a lot of traffic. It would take me like, you know, a good hour to get to my lesson. So I would sing. I would just sing and sing and sing. I'd crank up that radio or, you know, whatever, your iPod or whatever you're listening to, and I would just belt it out. Really focusing on warming up your lungs and your air systems with singing. I love this because it's also a really great way to kind of get rid of any extra tension or nervousness or anxiety. You just sing. Of course, there are things that you can do with your music as well. So you could take out your music and you could just practice your phrasing, breathing your phrasings. Maybe if you're brave enough, this would be fantastic to do on a going for that audition, playing the opening of the Mozart concerto, D major, and I need to practice that endless phrase. So I think, take a nice breath in, so this is my thoughts going, of course, I'm not actually singing this out loud. And so on and so forth. Even just imagining holding that breath is sometimes very effective. We're moving over into the realm of mental practice, which is fantastic. So we're not actually even doing anything, we're just imagining the feeling of taking that breath in. Imagine feeling at ease and imagine feeling comfortable. I really challenge you to try this once or twice. Cool guys, those are some suggestions. Maybe you have some really nice exercises of your own. Let us all hear about it. Let me know if these work for you, if you've tried them, if you are brave and you've done something where people really look at you like you're crazy. I would particularly love to hear about that. I think all of us would. Have safe travels wherever you're headed, and remember, happy practicing. Bye.